specifically for today, I am going to be reviewing this product by Sony, which is a wireless neckband speaker. As I'm told, this comes in two colors. What you see here is the white version. There is also a black gray version out there. Some of the online reviewers have mentioned that Sony came out with this as a supplement or as enhancement to the work from home arrangement that a lot of people are engaging in. As far as I'm aware, there is already quite a few versions of neckband speakers out there, but they are more purposed for entertainment and lounging and stuff like that. I was specifically looking for a neckband speaker that is suitable for karate practice. Neckband speaker model, if you're interested to know, is called the NB10. There are other neckband speakers out there from Sony, but again, like I mentioned, they are more geared for lounging on a spot. If you're playing video games, if you're going all about the house while you want to listen to music but not want to plug in your earphones, or if you're Netflixing and chilling, those are the speakers for you. But specifically for my purpose, I want to use it for fitness. I want to use it for karate specifically. I want something more light that is resting on my shoulder, that is not too cumbersome, as I run about, kick, punch and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and open it up. So while I'm doing this, just sharing with you that I have spent $199 on this product, bought off Shopee. It came from the Sony store itself. I thought the price was pretty good, as compared to the other competitors or the other alternatives. And after you open it up, this is how it looks like. So holding it like this, it feels not too hefty, but not too light either. But I imagine as you put it on your shoulder, it should be okay. So let's do all that testing later. That is the product. If you look at under the box, so there is nothing over here. And the accessory box, there seem to be a cable and some cards or instructions maybe. As you open it up, you have the standard Sony reference guide, right, as you would get with any other Sony product. So we're not going to read that right now. There is a quick guide of sorts on how to use the product. So we'll definitely be going back to this one as we try to operate the unit. But actually, let's try this. Let's try to operate the unit anyway, based on our usual user experience, and see if it's intuitive enough that we might not need a reference guide at all. Okay. And finally, you have once again the charging cable, which is a USB to USB-C. Okay, so that's it with the box. Let's focus on the product itself. All right. So this is the white version of the neckband speaker. So as we appreciate the design, a lot of clean design features. It's all white at the top, featuring the Sony logo on the left, and on the right side is the what I assume to be the microphone receiver or the hole, I don't know. So that's for the microphone. So I am very confident of the microphone input over here being at the top, because it is as close as you can get to your mouth, right? So I expect the microphone quality to be great, but remains to be tested, so we'll find out later. All right, and holding in one hand, you see how flexible it is to a certain extent. It's fairly flexible, okay, as a neckband speaker. And on the underside, you have the speaker output, which is the down-facing one, or rather, I think the holes that are facing downwards, it's more likely to be for the bass. The speakers at the top will be for the sound itself. So that's my theory. Okay, so let's find out if that's true. And these are all the blah 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 about, you know, the model of the product that we are holding on to right now. Okay, and on the other side there is nothing much really. So I think these two circles are probably the screws for you to access the internal components. Not that we're going to do it right now, as long as it is working at least. Okay, so as we flip over to the sides, you have the mute button. So this is great if you're using this for conference calls. What could be more convenient than to press the mute button on a device itself, as compared to, you know, you keep having to go to your laptop or to your phone and pressing the mute button on your program, right? The on and off button is over here with the Bluetooth logo, and over here is what I assume to be the charging port, which is covered by a silicone door or cover. So I like this feature because for one thing, if you're using it for normal purposes like for conference calls, it keeps dust away from your USB-C port, and if it's going to be for my purpose, it keeps the sweat away. Imagining that the sweat might affect the charging capabilities of your device over here. So yeah, I like the cover of the USB-C port. Okay, and on the other side are your volume controls. So you've got the reduce volume, add volume, and in the center it's clicky, but I don't know what is the purpose of that one. So we're gonna go ahead and test the product based on our experience on using every other product, especially Bluetooth audio devices. So what I'm gonna do is to go ahead and turn this on. So let's try pressing on the on button once. It does nothing, so probably let's press and hold the on button. And there it goes, it says power on, and yep, the little hole over there is the LED indicator to communicate something with you. So in this case, I think it's indicating that the power of this device is on. We're gonna take, or I'm gonna take my phone and try to pair my newly bought device with my phone. Okay. Oh, I saw something over there. Alright, so I don't know whether it's gonna be like this with your phone, but at least on my Samsung S8, I know I'm severely outdated with the Samsung phones. It gave me a prompt right away to say that it has detected the NB10 and asking me if I want to connect. So yes, I do. So let's go ahead and connect it. So the device on, I'm gonna go ahead and play music while keeping the neckband speaker on the table away from me. So between where I am to the speaker is about just slightly less than a meter. It's probably about 50 cm. So I'm gonna turn up the audio volume to a maximum, both on the device and on my phone. And let's see how much audio gets emitted to my microphone, which is currently on my lapel. And we're gonna play one of my favorite playlists on Spotify, and I'm currently down on the UK grime. So if you don't know what grimes is, it's basically a genre of rap that is popular in the UK. If you like grimes too, let me know who's your favorite grimes artist or rapper. Maybe I'll take a listen to them. So audio is on to maximum and on the device as well. Okay. So at this distance, with the device still on the table away from me, the maximum volume is not loud at all. So I could hear that something is playing on the device, but I can't hear it clearly. Not as clearly as if you have a normal speaker. Okay, so let's go ahead to put the device on my body, on my shoulder, along the neck. And audio is still at maximum volume, so let's see if there is a difference in terms of the audio volume and quality. Whoa. Definitely on maximum volume.
Down the fucking train, fake celebrities. I wanna entertain, no similarities, definitely not the same. And insecurities, got jealousy on the brain. Dare to go to war with me, then my people bring pain, and I can read the story more.
So in terms of audio quality for music, it is actually pretty good. I won't say it's fantastic as compared to a dedicated speaker, but for a speaker like this, where the main focus is for conference calls, it's actually pretty good, I would say. At maximum volume, it is not loud at all. So in a situation where I'm in right now, where there are some ambient noises from the fan, and maybe a little bit of electrical buzzing somewhere, or the buses or traffic which is passing by on the streets outside. This is actually just nice. You feel that the music coming out from this device is very gentle on the ears. Particularly, I think it's because of the speaker position. It really feels that the audio or music is finding its way very nicely and very directly to my ear. I don't feel the need to reorientate the device, however, in order to improve the audio quality. So very gentle sounds at maximum volume, and I think if I'm going to go about doing stuff, I'll leave it at maximum volume, but it remains to be told how long can the device or the battery life last at maximum volume. So we've listened to music, let's go ahead and listen to non-music, like maybe some YouTube videos. Let's play this one.
Boost! The great tasting vitamin boost! I thought my teeth were clean, but my dentist said no, they're still clogged. Switch your brush from this to one with a round.
Can you make out what the commercials are saying? So audio is still at maximum.
Make the switch now to all the electric brush for free. The establishment of Tang Dynasty, the golden age of China, was a team project.
When the commercials were playing, the audio volume is not loud at all. I was facing a bit of trouble trying to make out what the commercials were saying. But as soon as the YouTube video plays, the audio boost is a lot better. So I think it really depends on the quality of audio that is coming out from the source. So I think in terms of the YouTube video, the creator, have made it a point to have very good sounds on it. So as a result, it translates to whatever I'm hearing right now. So let's try this again.
But you could hardly ever find such contrasting father and son duo in history. And in this episode, I will tell you the story of how these two boys beat all that competition in a deadly race against time.
I really like the sound. It remains to be gentle on the ears. It is loud, as if somebody is standing close to you but not speaking into your ear. So I think it's just nice at maximum volume. It's loud enough for you to make out what the audio is saying. Although this is a bit of a strange sensation because the sound is coming from the back of you. It feels as if somebody has crept on you and suddenly say something. It gives me a bit of goosebumps listening to the audio with this kind of arrangement right now. But I think as soon as you get used to it, the goosebumps should be going away. So let's play something with a bit more bass to see if the bass features are pronounced on this device. I can't feel the thumping of the bass from the device, so I think it's a bit underwhelming in terms of bass, but the audio quality remains to be above average. It's not fantastic, and the volume remains to be gentle on the ears, and you kept hearing me say this, gentle on the ears. So I imagine if you use it for conference calls where it's important for you to make out what the other person is trying to say, it should be working well with this neckband speaker. What remains to be tested though for this round is the microphone quality. So with that, we're gonna go ahead to the karate class where we will find out whether the microphone pickup is good. Well, imagine that your opponent is very close to you. Okay, how close? Like this close, really in front of the face. Okay, at this distance, you cannot punch far, you cannot kick far also. So what do? You can only use your body punches and your knee kicks, okay? So just imagine body punches, grab, pull him around, knee kick, pull him around, so on and so forth. So when I say go, punch, okay, look at how I use my back foot to drive my hip and eventually the punch. As soon as you come back, spring back, spring back, spring back. Okay, so in reality, of course, when you punch, it is to the chin and across here. Okay, but for practice, we just keep it this way. Okay, make sure your guard is up. Okay, partner who is acting as a dummy will help me check my form. So how do you like the audio quality from the microphone of the neckband speaker when I was wearing it in the karate class as compared to when I used the static conference phone speaker by Bang & Olufsen? Which one was a lot clearer to you? So let me know in the comment box down below. I thought I would share a little bit about the user experience of the neckband speaker. In terms of the weight, you barely feel anything when it's on your body. And you know, it being sleek in design, and in this case it's white in color. When I was wearing the karate uniform, which is matter of fact white-ish, it barely stands out. And the other thing also is that with karate uniforms, we usually, at least for the guys, we usually don't wear any inside clothing with it. So this item was in contact with my skin all throughout the whole practice. So I did not really exert too much on that particular session because, you know, I was coaching. I wasn't really sweating profusely, but I really imagine if I was working out as intensively as the rest of the participants with the sweat and all that, how would the product last? I wonder what is the waterproof rating with the dirt and sweat from my body. How will the staining be on the product, especially when it's shades of white in color? You know, will it start to yellow? Will it start to, you know, have irremovable stains and stuff like that? What I've done is to add kind of like a security system where I can clip it onto my karate uniform. You know, with me spinning here and there, jumping up and down, I worry about the item falling out. The design is open-ended, so there is a chance, it hasn't happened before, that the item could slip from this small gap. So as a matter of security, I have added the string and clip at the back of the accessory, so that, you know, I can confidently go about doing my karate practice or coaching. That concludes the whole review of this product. Bearing in mind I've only used it for, you know, one karate practice session, and besides that, on and off, I have used it to listen to movies and whatnot. The audio experience was pleasant. If you're a fan of, you know, listening to your movies loud, uh, and wanting like thumping bass and stuff like that, I don't think this is the product for you. This is a lot more tame for that purpose. So by all means, go ahead and get a fully dedicated entertainment neckband speaker for that purpose. But if all you're looking for is a lightweight, easy to bring around kind of device where you would want to use for, you know, work purposes, as a conference speaker, and in my case, as a coaching tool, I think this is perfect. And actually, it's not perfect. Sony could have offered an additional accessory, which is a hard case to carry this thing around. You know, given the form factor being so good to carry around, it is not bulky at all. My only worry is when I'm squishing this thing along with the rest of my karate equipment, will it bend, will it break, and stuff like that. So I would really appreciate if Sony have provided a hard case or protective case of sorts that goes along with this item. But I think that problem is easily solved. There's a lot of aftermarket accessories out there, which I can get to protect, you know, this item. Overall, I really like this product, so go ahead and speak to me in the comment box down below, and I'm looking forward to seeing your responses. See you on the next one.